Settle down. Definition: to calm down. Example number 1. The teacher told the unruly children to settle down, meaning she told them to calm down, be quiet, and behave themselves. Example number 2. Mary hoped her new puppy would settle down soon, meaning she hoped her puppy would calm down and feel relaxed soon. Let's look at an example of an everyday conversation.
You seem really upset about the meeting. Maybe you should settle down before we talk more.
You're right. I need a few minutes to settle down and collect my thoughts.
Take your time. It's important to be calm when discussing important issues.
Thanks for understanding. I'll try to settle down and approach this calmly.
Spell out. Definition: to explain something clearly. Example number 1. If you don't understand what I wrote, I'll be happy to spell it out for you. Meaning, if you don't understand what I wrote, I'll explain it clearly for you. Example number 2. Why do I always have to spell it out for you? Meaning, why do I always have to explain things for you? Let's look at an example of an everyday conversation.
I don't understand how to complete this form. Can you help me?
Of course, let me spell it out for you. First, you need to fill in your personal details in section 1.
What should I put in the employment history section?
Let me spell that out too. List your previous jobs starting with the most recent one.
Shape up. Definition: to improve your performance. Example number 1. I told my student if he doesn't shape up, he can't stay in the advanced class. Meaning, I told him if he doesn't improve his performance, he'll have to leave the advanced class. Example number 2. Pat has to shape up if he wants to get into college. Meaning, he has to improve his performance if he wants to get into college. Let's look at an example of an everyday conversation.
Your work has been a bit sloppy lately. You need to shape up if you want to stay on this project.
I understand. I'll make sure to improve and shape up my efforts.
That's good to hear. We all need to shape up sometimes to meet our goals.
I'll focus more and show you I can do better.
Ship out. Definition: to leave a place or to move goods or people away from a place. Example number 1. Thousands of containers were shipped out from the docks in New York City. Meaning, thousands of containers were moved from the dock onto a large ship. Example number 2. The weather was bad, so the tourists shipped out to another island. Meaning, the tourists left the island because of the bad weather and went to another island. Let's look at an example of an everyday conversation.
I heard you're shipping out soon for your trip. When do you leave?
Yes, I ship out next week. I'm getting everything ready now.
That's exciting. Are you all packed?
Almost. Just a few more things to sort out before I ship out.
Snap out of. Definition: to stop feeling a certain way. Example number 1. Adam's been depressed for a while, and I really hope he snaps out of it. Meaning, I hope he stops feeling depressed soon. Example number 2. My son is in a very cranky mood, and I hope he snaps out of it soon. Meaning, I hope his mood changes soon and he becomes happy again. Let's look at an example of an everyday conversation.
You've been looking sad all day. What's wrong?
I'm just feeling a bit down about some bad news I got.
I understand, but try to snap out of it. Maybe doing something fun will help.
You're right. I should snap out of this mood and not let it ruin my day.
Stick up for. Definition: to defend someone. Example number 1. When I was little, my brother always stuck up for me. Meaning, when I was a child, my brother always defended me. Example number 2. A good friend will always stick up for you if someone else tries to hurt you. Meaning, a good friend will always stand behind you, protect you, and defend you. Let's look at an example of an everyday conversation.
I heard you defended Sarah when someone was spreading rumors about her.
Yes, I had to stick up for her. It wasn't right what they were saying.
That was brave of you to do that.
I think it's important to stick up for friends when they're being treated unfairly.
Show up. Definition: to arrive. Example number 1. Jane is usually unreliable, so I hope she shows up on time. Meaning, she's usually late and I hope she arrives on time. Example number 2. I had a blind date on Saturday, but he never showed up. Meaning, he never arrived, so the date didn't happen. Let's look at an example of an everyday conversation.
Do you think everyone will show up on time for the meeting?
I hope so. It's important for this project that everyone shows up and participates.
I'll send a reminder email to make sure.
Good idea. That should help everyone remember to show up.
Stumble on. Definition: to discover someone or something unexpectedly. Example number 1. When we were sightseeing, we stumbled on a tiny village not usually visited by tourists. Meaning, while traveling, we accidentally discovered a small village that tourists don't usually go to. Example number 2. I stumbled on an old friend at the carnival. Meaning, while at the carnival, I discovered an old friend unexpectedly and we had a nice chat. Let's look at an example of an everyday conversation.
How did you find this little cafe? It's hidden away.
I just stumbled on it while walking around the neighborhood.
It's a great find. This place is charming.
I know, right? Sometimes you stumble on the best spots when you least expect it.
Settle on. Definition: to finally decide on something. Example number 1. While house shopping, we couldn't decide between 2 beautiful homes, but we settled on the one with the pool. Meaning, we finally decided to buy the home with the pool. Example number 2. John and I couldn't decide which car to buy, but we finally settled on the sports car with the sunroof. Meaning, we decided to buy the sports car with the sunroof. Let's look at an example of an everyday conversation.
Have we decided where to go for our team building event?
Not yet, but we need to settle on a place soon.
Let's settle on the beach resort. Everyone seems to like that idea.
Good idea. I'll confirm the booking so we can settle on the date as well.
Show off. Definition: to try to impress people with someone or something. Example number 1. Nancy is a show-off and always wears flashy jewelry. Meaning, she always tries to impress people by wearing her fancy jewelry. Example number 2. I don't like Donald because he's such a show-off. meaning I don't like him because he always tries to impress people with material things. Let's look at an example of an everyday conversation.
Why is Jake bringing his new guitar to the party?
He just learned to play and wants to show off his skills.
I see. I hope he's good.
Me too. He's been practicing a lot to show off tonight.
Sink in. Definition. To truly understand some information or facts. Example number 1. I read the instructions on how to put the table together, but it wouldn't sink in. Meaning, even after reading the instructions, I couldn't understand how to put the table together. Example number 2. I attended the lecture, but the lesson didn't sink in until I went home and studied it. Meaning, I didn't truly understand the lecture until I spent some time studying it. Let's look at an example of an everyday conversation.
Did you hear about the new company policy?
Yes, but it hasn't really sunk in yet. Can you explain it again?
Of course. It might take a while for all the details to sink in.
Thanks, I appreciate it. Sometimes it takes time for new information to sink in for me.
Shake off. Definition. To get rid of a problem or illness. Example number 1. I couldn't manage to shake off the cold I had and it lasted 2 weeks. Meaning, I couldn't get rid of the cold I had and it lasted a long time. Example number 2. I felt depressed after my friend's funeral, and I had to try to shake it off to go do my sales presentation. Meaning, I had to get rid of my depressed feelings and get motivated to go do a sales presentation at work. Let's look at an example of an everyday conversation.
You look better today. Did you finally shake off that cold?
Yes, I'm feeling much better now. It took a week to shake it off.
I'm glad to hear that. It's tough when you can't shake off an illness quickly.
Thanks. I'm just happy it's gone, and I can get back to normal.
Start off. Definition. To begin. Example number 1. We started off on our hike up the mountain at 7 a.m. Meaning, we began our hike up the mountain at 7 a.m. Example number 2. Brad and I started off our marriage living in an apartment, but after a few years we bought a house. Meaning, we began our marriage living in an apartment, but soon we bought a house. Let's look at an example of an everyday conversation.
How should we start off the meeting today?
Let's start off with the sales report before we discuss other issues.
Good idea. It will give us a clear picture of where we stand.
Exactly. Starting off with the facts will help us make better decisions.
Scrape up. Definition. To manage with great difficulty to collect enough of something, especially money, or to find the things or people that you need. Example number 1. I finally scraped up enough money to catch up on my credit card bills. Meaning, I was finally able to put together enough money to pay my credit card bills. Example number 2. Do you think we can scrape up enough people to play a soccer game on Saturday? Meaning, do you think we can get enough people together to play a soccer game on Saturday? Let's look at an example of an everyday conversation.
Can we afford to buy the new equipment for the office?
It's expensive, but I think we can scrape up the funds if we cut some other costs.
That sounds challenging. Do you really think we can scrape up enough?
Yes, if we carefully manage our budget, we should be able to scrape up what we need.
Sort out. Definition. To organize tasks or things that are mixed up. Example number 1. The child mixed up 3 puzzles, and the teacher told him to sort them out. Meaning, the teacher told him to organize the puzzle pieces with the other pieces that belong with them. Example number 2. I had to sort out the clothes for summer and winter. Meaning, I had to organize the clothes for the summer and winter seasons. Let's look at an example of an everyday conversation.
This closet is a mess. We need to sort out these files and supplies.
You're right. Let's start by sorting out the documents into categories.
Good idea. Once we sort out what's important, we can throw away or recycle the rest.
That will make it easier to find things. Let's sort out everything today.
Speak up. Definition. To voice your opinion instead of remaining silent. Example number 1. If you have any complaints, please speak up. Meaning, if you have any complaints, please voice your opinion about them. Example number 2. If you have any questions about the directions, please speak up now. Meaning, if you have any questions, please ask them now. Let's look at an example of an everyday conversation.
I think there's a problem with our current project plan. Should I say something?
Yes, you should speak up. If there's an issue, it's better to address it now.
I'm a bit nervous, but I'll try to speak up in the meeting.
That's the spirit. It's important to voice your concerns.
Set off. Definition. To annoy. Example number 1. Whenever I'm with Warren, he always sets me off. Meaning, he always annoys me in some way. Example number 2. Jane doesn't like to spend time with Dan because he always sets her off. Meaning, he always annoys her when she's with him. Let's look at an example of an everyday conversation.
I didn't mean to upset you with my comment. Did it set you off?
A little, yes. Talking about my work like that sets me off.
I'm sorry. I didn't realize it was a sensitive topic for you.
It's okay, just be careful next time. I don't want to be set off again.
Slow down. Definition. To decrease the rate or speed of something. Example number 1. Please slow down, you're driving too fast. Meaning, please lower the speed of the car, you're going too fast. Example number 2. I told Michael that things were going too fast and we should slow things down a bit. Meaning, I told him that things were progressing too fast in our relationship and we should take time and not rush into a serious relationship. Let's look at an example of an everyday conversation.
You're going through the report too quickly. Can you slow down a bit?
Sure, I didn't realize I was going so fast. I'll slow down so you can understand better.
Thanks. It's important to slow down and make sure everyone is on the same page.
Agreed. Let's take our time to go through the details.
Storm off. Definition. To quickly or angrily leave a place or situation. Example number 1. When Amy saw her boyfriend flirting with another girl at the party, she stormed off. Meaning, She quickly and angrily left the party. Example number 2. I think it's so immature the way Tim storms off every time we have an argument. Meaning, it's so immature the way Tim leaves quickly when we have an argument. Let's look at an example of an everyday conversation.
What happened in the meeting? I saw Jack storm off.
He got really upset about the budget cuts and just stormed off.
That must have been intense. Should we go check on him?
Maybe give him some time to cool down first. It's not good to follow right after someone storms off.
Shoot off one's mouth. Definition: to say something you shouldn't. Example number 1. It's embarrassing going somewhere with Bill because he's always shooting his mouth off about something. Meaning, it's embarrassing going somewhere with him because he always says something he shouldn't. Example number 2. I don't like rude people who are always shooting their mouth off. Meaning, I don't like people who are always saying inappropriate things that they shouldn't say. Let's look at an example of an everyday conversation.
Why did Tom get in trouble during the meeting?
He shut off his mouth about the boss's decision before knowing all the facts.
That sounds like a mistake. It's not good to shoot off your mouth without understanding the situation.
Exactly. Now he has to apologize for what he said.
To calm down. Settle down. To explain something clearly. Spell out. To improve your performance. Shape up. To leave a place or to move goods or people away from a place. Ship out. To stop feeling a certain way. Snap out of. To defend someone. Stick up for. To arrive. Show up. To discover someone or something unexpectedly. Stumble on. To finally decide on something. Settle on. To try to impress people with someone or something. Show off. To truly understand some information or facts. Sink in. To get rid of a problem or illness. Shake off. To begin. Start off. To manage with great difficulty to collect enough of something, especially money, or to find the things or people that you need. Scrape up. To organize tasks or things that are mixed up. Sort out. To voice your opinion instead of remaining silent. Speak up. To annoy. Set off. To decrease the rate or speed of something. Slow down. To quickly or angrily leave a place or situation. Storm off. To say something you shouldn't. To shoot off one's mouth.
Did you find our exploration of English idioms insightful? Kindly like, subscribe, and activate notifications for more enlightening content. Thank you for watching.